When you do this one small thing, this will open up so many opportunities and options for you, which is exactly what you need. But before I go further, welcome to the Cirrhosis Chronicles. My name is John and I have liver cirrhosis. And my channel here is to help guide people who have or potentially might have cirrhosis, and to help build a community really, and to give advice and tips on what to do and what not to do with cirrhosis. And let's face it, it's a horrible thing to have. It really, really is. But without further ado, let me go on. So this one small step is vital. It is crucial, whether you have cirrhosis or not. The one thing is just to be honest. Open up. Talk about the problems that you have with your liver. So this could be down to maybe alcohol, for example. You might be drinking lots of alcohol, or you don't even have to have alcohol to get cirrhosis. There's lots of things that can cause cirrhosis, and it doesn't have to be alcohol related. But one of the most important things is that you have to talk. You have to be honest and explain yourself. I can't stress this enough. When I was diagnosed with cirrhosis in Italy, my Italian was terrible, and it still is terrible. It has improved a little bit, but it wouldn't get me anywhere really that much right now either. But when I was diagnosed with cirrhosis, on the day I was taken to an Italian hospital, which is Gemelli Hospital in Rome, and none of the nurses or doctors could speak English, and I couldn't speak Italian, and I had to rely heavily on Google Translate. And Google Translate, I would translate obviously messages in English to Italian, and to explain the situation that I was in. And I know that my cirrhosis was down to drinking too much alcohol, and I wouldn't consider myself as an alcoholic, but I remember the night before I had cirrhosis that I drank 2 bottles of prosecco, like 2 big bottles of prosecco, and had about 3 or 4 kind of like big sort of glass bottles, sort of this sort of size, of Peroni or Stellato. I can't remember the beer exactly, but and this is what I think contributed to me getting cirrhosis. And I've always been honest with that. I've been open about that. I don't even have any shame in admitting that, actually. But for some people might be worried about opening up or being honest. And I think really that why would you want to not tell the truth about what you've been doing or taking that has contributed to you having cirrhosis, or just about having cirrhosis? When you go to hospital and you get cirrhosis, it is the most unpleasant thing, I can promise you. It is the worst and most horrible experience you will ever have. When I was in Rome, I thought I was going to die, because it was that bad and that painful, and lots of things went through my mind. But I somehow pulled out of it, and I was discharged on the same day. And after that was, where do you go after this? And my vow was to never drink alcohol ever again. And I've almost done 20 months without drinking alcohol, and I'm still doing that, and I'm so proud of myself. I really, really am. I don't fancy alcohol anymore. In fact, I've gone off it completely. I really have, because there's nothing fun about destroying your body. When you're young, when you're a teenager, or in your early 20s, it sounds fun. That let's get drunk with my mates. Let's go to the pub or the bar and drink, like there's no tomorrow. I used to do that when I was a teenager, And I done it very early, because when I was very young, I would say I was about 13 or 14 years old. I looked much older than I actually was, and I was able to get cigarettes and alcohol from my friends at school without, most of the time, getting challenged for ID. And when I look back at it now, it sort of encouraged me, sort of added fuel to the fire. And this is something we got to be careful of, and especially if you're young. Yeah, it sounds great. It really does sound great, but it isn't. Trust me, it really, really isn't. Because the moment you have cirrhosis, you can't reverse it. You've got to live with that for the rest of your life. And there are indications online. There are articles online that say that depending on how severe the cirrhosis is that person has, you can have like a 2-year lifespan to however long. A lot of people have lived much longer with cirrhosis than what has been published online. But everybody's different. You have to act. You have to be honest. You have to be honest with yourself, and whether it's to your family members, whether it's to your friends, or the most important, the medical professionals or the charities. There's lots of help and advice out there, and you must have it. You must take this advice and change. Change is important, and there's nothing wrong with change. But the change works better for you only if you do that one small thing, and that is to open up and to tell the truth about how you got to this stage. I don't have any regrets in being honest, because being honest has let me live still. I don't have any pains at all in my liver, and I don't even think about cirrhosis. Alright, I have cirrhosis now. I can't do anything about it, but it's because I've been open and honest enough. I've been fortunate enough to be where I am today. But for some people out there, talking can be challenging. It can be a real challenge. It can be very unpleasant or uncomfortable. But I really, really urge you to be honest and talk to a medical professional. You have to do it. You must do it. It's critical. It's vital. If you're not honest with yourself and you're not honest with them, then I hate to say this, things will probably get worse as time goes by. So open up, be honest, don't be ashamed, don't feel embarrassed. These professionals are here to help. These charities are also here to help, but really you need the medical health professionals. That's all I have to say in this video. I hope this will open up some eyes. I hope this will give some people the encouragement that people need. Don't be afraid. You know, it's easy for me to say, but don't be afraid to talk. You must talk. Even if you're in another country like I was, use Google Translate and pray and hope that they get the message. Anyway, thank you for watching the Cirrhosis Chronicles. Please subscribe, please give this video a like, and please share this video. Share it with people who might need this vital help. Thanks for watching, and have a good evening. Goodbye for now.